Hello. How are you? My name is Catherine Oster, and welcome to this week's edition of Coffee Chat with me, Catherine Oster. So, if you are listening to this on YouTube or SoundCloud, the original video is created on Facebook Live. And so, when you hear me saying hi to people, that's what's going on. Hi, Rhea! Hey, lady, how are you? Oh, I'm excited for this chat. Are you ready? Hang on. And if you have any questions about what we're chatting about today, Rhea, you can go ahead and type them in the comments at any time. So we're just going to hang out for a minute and see if anybody else can join, is planning to, or going to join us live. So I'm going to chit chat about farming because that's always fun. Update. We still have one cow left to calve. And we have all of our seeding done. All of the seeds are tucked into the soil. They got a drink of rain yesterday. Some of them did, not all of them. And they got some snow. You just never know how the moisture is going to show up or how the weather is going to perform. And my husband, so for those of you that might not know this, hey, hello guys. I grain farm with my family, my husband, my brother-in-law, and his wife. Hey, Mom. And anyway, we're always asking for big crops, like, crops to sustain our farm and our future, and cover the cost of production, as well as allow room to grow. And my husband, he's getting way better with handling the weather. He's realizing that no matter how frustrated or angry he gets, he cannot change it. And what I would always say to him, what was so clear to me, is that we don't actually know the secret ingredients or what is actually required when it's required to grow a big crop, like a 40 bushel or a 50 bushel canola crop. And so what if it is required to have no rain for a longer period than you think the seeds require? What if that's what's required? And are you willing to trust and to discover and to allow show up whatever shows up? So what else is possible beyond what we could ever imagine? All right, we're going to get started with our chit chat today about what would you like? Actually, no, sorry. We're talking about, did you know that you have the power and the ability to create your life and your future? That is something I did not know until I did. Until I started taking these weird classes called Access Consciousness. I did not know I had the power and the ability to create my life and my future. I used to think that if I worked hard enough, that if I did a good enough job, that if I deserved it, the things that I desired would show up for me. But who determines how hard you need to work? Who judges, hi Michelle, whether or not you deserve something? Who judges that? So there's this thing called the Access Consciousness Clearing Statement. Yes, I love that you're here live. There's this weird phrase called the Access Consciousness Clearing Statement that if you would like to have more information about it, you can go to theclearingstatement.com. But I'm just gonna, what it does, you don't have to understand it or know how it works. It just works. And it's these weird words that clear up an energy that comes up when I say something or ask a question. So everything that brought up when we talked about working hard, deserving, getting it right would allow you to have what you're asking for. Will you destroy it and create all of that? Times a godzillion. Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pod, poc, shorts, boys, and beyonds. So in the foundation class, even in the bars class, actually, which is one of the first classes of Access Consciousness, you learn about a question that you can ask about choices you make that come up in your life. you learn about tapping into the energy. Energy is what's actually really true. Energy speaks louder than words. Everything in the world, nature, the weather, what shows up for you in your life is actually energetic. Okay? So, this question is truth. What will your life be like in 5 years if you choose this? And get a sense of the energy that shows up. And truth, what will your life be like in 5 years if you don't choose this? And get a sense of that energy. And that allows you and me, when I started learning with that, to acknowledge that your choice creates a future. Whatever you're choosing to be or do today is what creates your life next week, tomorrow, blah, blah, blah. Okay? So this is just like a really quick rundown about it. The next question that got me really excited was, what would I like my life to be like? If everything is possible and anything can change, what would you like your life to be? Be is the key word. Be like. Now, when I first heard that, I was like, oh my God, I've never considered what I would like my life to be like in 5 years or in 10 years or in 20 years. And it was really cool. And I really started asking that question. That's how I started my day for a long time. Every day was like, what would I like my life to be like? And I remember when I first started asking that question, I didn't really get a sense of it. Like, there wasn't really anything that showed up. Like, this is a question that you don't answer. You don't find the answers to this question. You allow the possibilities to show up for you. So the more I started asking that question, the more I could perceive and sense this exciting energy of, like, exuberance would be a good word that described it, and joy and like excitement and thriving and abundance and luxury and I'm like, that is what I want to live as my life every day, regardless of where I am, what I am doing, because I'm not asking what I would like to have or do in my life. I'm asking what I would like my life to be like. So it struck me that it's been 5 years since we moved into this house where we live right now near St. Walburg on the farm where my husband grew up. It's been 5 years since we moved here. And I remember sitting on the deck of this house when we first moved here that summer and asking that question a lot. And I noticed I'm going about my day and I'm doing pretty much a lot of the similar things that I was doing back then, but I am being so different. And I'm so excited about what's coming next because I don't even really know what it is, but I know it's going to be amazing because I can perceive this energy. And that was like this. So I'm doing the same things in the sense that I'm still a horse trainer. I still teach riding lessons. I have added things to my life, as in the Access Consciousness facilitator. So now I'm teaching these classes online and some in person. I've added that. And, but I'm going to take the horse training and the riding lessons because that was something that I did before. And when I did it before, I did it from being a different energy. I did it from that it was my job and, you know, I can't have fun or it needs to be X, Y, and Z. Now I'm being different with it. And what shows up with that is so much greater. That's beyond what I could ever imagine possible. And clients that have shown up to work with, whether they're horses or people, are so much more, they're easy and they're fun and they also love it and enjoy it. And how does it get better than that? So, what would you like your life to be like? And what that also really invited me to look at was myself and including me in my life. And when I first took my first foundation class was in 2014. And that was the first time I heard the conversation about, well, what would I like my life to be like? And what actually makes me happy? What actually inspires me? What lights me up? What brings me joy? And I didn't even know that back then. I didn't even really know it. I kind of did. I knew that horses were always going to be a thing in my life that that contributed to me, but I didn't know the other things. So since then, my life has become an adventure of asking that question, what would I like my life to be like? And discovering things about myself that I didn't even know. And it's been uncomfortable, really uncomfortable, and it's been crazy, and it's been fun, and it's been interesting, and it's been weird. And some of the things I discovered is that, like, I love to have baths. I did not know that about myself. Before, I never even allowed myself to take a hot bath and relax. Like, even if it's for just 10 minutes in a hot bath, what that creates for my body to relax is amazing, and I love it. Now, some people might not like baths. Remember, you are different. I didn't know that about myself until I tried it, and then I always wanted to do it. And it's like a transition time for me. Like, usually my bath happens like later in the morning when I come in from horses before I do my inside job. And it just allows me to relax and release for a minute, and it honors me. I'm including me in my life. Some other things that I discovered about myself is I can go 6 weeks without eating chocolate. I will not die, even if I think I might. Before that, I'm actually, I've done a few healthy eating challenges. Like, I've really allowed myself over the last few years to be different with my body and to allow it to be what it is. And after having kids, it expanded. My body was bigger than it had been, and it was clunky and awkward. Hi, Lori. And I didn't know. I tried different things to change it, and nothing would change it. And what really changed it, though, was finally when I was able to stop judging it and allow it to be what it would be, and just acknowledge that the contribution that my body is to my life. Anyway, I've done different things with it. I've actually chosen to do like a vegan diet for a month. I discovered that I could do that. That was really cool. And I lost weight and I felt really great. And then I discovered that when I eat chocolate and drink beer every day and cheese for 6 weeks or 2 months, I gain about 20 pounds. And that's what that choice creates. And then now I'm choosing another healthy eating challenge, and I'm also choosing to not drink alcohol for 6 weeks. Now, not that I'm alcoholic by any means. Maybe I am. I do enjoy wine almost every day, 1 or 2 glasses. Now, I'm choosing not to do that for 6 weeks, and I'm discovering that I can. So, since I've been asking these questions, oh yeah, and then my body changes shape again. So, it does change. And those are the choices that are creating the life that I'm living now. And what would I like my life to be like in 5 more years? I wonder, and with so much uncertainty that's going on in the world right now with COVID and vaccinations and everything, if you weren't allowing yourself, if you didn't get swept away with everybody else's opinions and points of view about it, what if you could tap into what you would like your life to be like and choose for that energy and that future, and what would that create for you? So this is my little chit chat for today. If you're inspired at all, I'm doing a 4-part energy pulse series, a taster series, starting tomorrow morning. It's going to be every morning for 4 days at 7:30 a.m. in a Facebook group. If you are not up that early or you're busy and you can't join live, you will always get the replay in the Facebook group, and it's $15. And over the 4 days, we're going to ask that question. You're also going to get an energetic tool that you can just start using right away in your life to start creating that future. So I will put a link with this video. There's also a link on my Facebook page you can find, and message me if you can't find a link and you want a link to join. And if you have any questions, just ask, because there's never any stupid questions, ever. All right, cheers, because I'm drinking 4 liters of water a day, which I thought would also kill me, but it hasn't. In fact, it has made me feel more alive. Okay, have an amazing day. Bye-bye for now.